Welcome back to another episode of Gamers Remorse. Today we're taking a look at Kingdom Builder by the Vicario. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He's the same guy that did Dominion and...
Vicario?
Is it Vicario or Vicario?
Donald X, right?
Yeah, that guy. Same guy who did Dominion and all of the millions of expansions for that, and the millions of expansions for this. I should call him the expansion guy. Make a good game and make expansions for it.
Good.
So the way the game works is we have 4 boards out in front of us creating the tableau. There are 8 boards in the box, so there's constant replayability and variability in how you set up the boards. You take one unused board off to the side as your gold keeper, which is essentially our score tracker, each board having that on the back of it. Each board has a mixture of the different areas that you can build, be it a flower-bound forest, plains, or I call it yellow lands. I believe it is technically like fields. You have areas that you typically cannot build in, such as the water, and I believe you can actually build in canyons. I don't remember. I think it's the water and the mountains are the 2 areas you cannot build without special abilities. There are on each tile a castle. So at the end of the game, your goal is to have the most gold. And for every castle you are adjacent to, you'll get 3 gold, as long as you have one of your houses adjacent to it. If you have multiple houses adjacent, it's still only 3 gold. But you can box other people out and be like, oh no you don't. It's a very take-thatty game, as we'll see. And then each tile has 2 special locations, they are the same. And then each special location has a different action. So in this game, we'll be able to add an additional tile to a grassland, a yellow, it's probably desert, who knows, I don't read. You have the ability to jump over tiles, and then you have an ability to add an additional house to a row of 3 or greater. So as you build next to these, you'll take that tile, add it in front of you. On your turn, you have a mandatory action, and then all of your tiles are optional actions. You'll have 1 card in our hand. Each card shows either the desert, dune, place, forest, canyon, or flower field. You'll choose, well, you have the 1 card, so you'll play it, and you'll choose which of those areas you want to build in. You are required to build adjacent to yourself, if possible. If you cannot build adjacent to your existing structures, you can build wherever you would like. The same goes for the special abilities of the house, whatever you want to call it, and the oasis. You have to build adjacent if possible, in other words, you can spread out. So when you build next to one of these, you take the card, you add it in front of you. On your next turn, you can use it. You do not get to use it immediately. If you build again adjacent to it, you do not take that second tile. Okay. But if you build adjacent to the other one, you will get that second one. So you can have 2 of the same ability if you build next to each location. Now, if I move this house, and I am no longer adjacent to that location, that power is discarded and removed from the game. It does not return to the board.
Oh.
So you can very much go steal powers, discard powers, just to avoid other people getting them. We will continue drawing a card, placing a location, until one of us is out of our houses, at which point we will total the gold and see who wins. The main means of gold is each mission, or each game, you have 3 mission cards, which are dealt or drawn at the beginning, and then we each will have our own secret mission. So for this game we have citizens, so we want 1 gold for every 2 of your own settlements in your largest settlement area. So you want to group settlements together. Okay. We have miners, you want settlements next to mountains. We don't have a whole lot of mountains in this game. The mountains are these gray areas up at the top of our game board. So we will be fighting over those areas. We get 1 gold for each of your own settlement built adjacent to a mountain hex. And we have hermits. Create mini settlement areas, 1 gold for each of your own separate settlements for each separate settlement area. Okay. So it's counter citizens. So we'll see how that works.
Yeah, so I guess you have 1 of 2 strategies and either one will excel.
Yep. And then we each have a hidden power card that we will reveal at the end to see who gets the most gold. You look like you have a question, sir.
Are these locations?
These?
Yes. No, these.
Oh, these? Technically, that might be what they're defined as. I call them powerhouses. So you play it face up. So canyon.
So,
Can you do it?
Hey yo!
It's early and my dad jokes are terrible.
No
so
such thing as a
where
terrible
are
dad
the
joke.
mountain hexes for the miners?
Mountain.
Oh.
Mountain.
Oh.
Well then, Chumley. I put 3 down, is that right? Or
That is correct.
So if I were to go, I get 1 for each adjacent.
Correct. So for every settlement that is adjacent to one of those hexes.
Right. So if I go in this region, let's say, do I have to keep following the?
Yes, if
The
you can,
canyon?
if you can build in a canyon, you do. If you have to build your third settlement and you can no longer build in canyon, then you can build adjacent outside of the canyon.
Okay.
Question. Being that these are broken up, or are they continued? as
They
the
are
same?
continued.
Okay.
That is just artwork,
Okay.
aesthetic choice.
Wait, is that what I want to do?
I was just wondering.
And you get a paddock,
Paddock.
which you can use in future turns.
Is it telling me what? Oh yeah.
Yeah, it enables you to leap a building. So you could take this, you could jump it.
Oh. In a single bound.
Is that the T-Rex
Then you
paddock?
draw a replacement card
When do I reveal this? At the end
at the end of the game.
Okay, cool.
That's the end.
I already forgot what my special ability was. I should probably find out.
Right?
All right, I have a grassland. There are no mountains next to the areas I want to go. And this is the only mountain next to a grassland. So I'm going to build like this and get myself a homestead. Draw a card, and it is Eric's turn.
I have a forest of sorts.
Of sorts. What sort?
That sort.
And you get a fancy Tudor house. My favorite style of architecture if you're following along at home.
Nice.
Technically Tudor
I
revival.
don't
So
know
then
what
does this
that
go to you, or
means.
I just keep
So
it?
you keep that, we just keep going
Oh,
around
okay.
until
Sure.
we are
What does
out
that
of.
mean?
Sure. Okay.
You can
is
add
a good
one.
question.
So if you have a row of
Confusing.
3, so he has a row of 3,
Mm-hmm.
he could add a free house here or here.
Oh.
I want to do that.
No, it's mine.
Dibs. All right, so now I place 3
I have a
in
card.
grass,
Yep. And again, if it can be adjacent to your existing settlements, it has to,
which it cannot
but
be.
it cannot. So you can go wherever you want.
Desire.
What does this guy do? Can I look?
Yeah, you get to place a free settlement on a grass tile.
Okay then.
Like Eric was just saying, you can also see them all right down here.
Oh, look at that.
Alright, I have Flower Mound. Like the city in Texas.
Can I use this right now?
Oh, yes, you can.
I'll use it right now. Does it go back then?
Nope.
Or-
It's each turn you can use that ability.
Oh, each turn.
Yep.
What?
Except the turn you get it.
Except the turn. So I just got this, so I can't use that right now. But I could use.
But you can use
this.
that one.
Aha! And I get to hop a place.
Yep.
So could I hop him here?
Yep.
Is that
So,
what I
so
want
you
to do?
skip one hex.
Or would I want to hop him here? Let's do that.
Alright, so I am flower bounding.
Was this one you just get to place
You
one
place a tile on a desert hex.
and a desert hex?
Yep.
Well.
Flower mound here. Give me an oasis. I'm gonna use my homestead. Go here. Let's not build it on the roof.
How can you build in water?
There's special cards that we do not have. So like some of these would let you build on water.
What about the bridges?
Yeah, those are only in Madison County, which we're not in Madison County. Those are just purely aesthetic.
So these are going to be pointless to go to.
I mean, to get to the castle, it's a bonus. If you could try to monopolize an island, you can get there using the hop action. You can start there if you have a card that you can't use elsewhere.
So do that. Oh, because I have flowers.
Back Sean.
And then I can add one.
Yep.
Any?
It has to be at a row of 3, and at the
It's
end
a
of
row
that
of
row.
3.
So you have, yeah.
But I wouldn't be able to go
You
onto
could
the
go
mountain.
there.
I could go here.
Yep.
Okay.
When this says I get a bonus one in green, does that...
Yep. I am by this castle, so I get 3 gold. Sean is by that castle, so he gets 3 gold. And Eric's by that castle, so he gets 3 gold.
So far, tight game.
Very tight. So now we will check hermits. I have 0 hermits.
You're welcome.
How many hermits do you have?
Well, 2.
There's at least 2 there. So that's the only 2. Sean, how many hermits do you have?
3.
Still a fairly tight.
Orange pulling ahead. Miners, 1 gold for each settlement adjacent to 1 or more mountains.
Do they count double if it's multiple mountains?
No, you count just the settlement if it's adjacent to 1 or more mountains. I only had 7.
14.
You had 7?
Yeah, so I circled them out.
Wow!
Said 14?
I think so.
So you had 19?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Yeah. Crushed it.
12 for me.
How did... Oh, because I had to pull away with that.
Yeah. Alright, so citizens, 1 gold for every 2 settlements in your largest settlement area. All of my settlements, except 1, are in 1 area.
Nice.
How many settlements did we start with?
I want to say 20, or 40. I think it's 40. 1, 2. Yeah. So rounded down, I'm going to presume 38 divided by 2. 19?
Yeah. $15 for me.
15 plus 18, 33?
Oh, it's divided by 2?
Yeah.
Subtract 7.
12.
Did you
So you
divide it by 2? So
Yeah, I
you
have 24. Or I have 25 total, but I assume we're rounding down.
Yeah,
So.
Yeah.
Alright, so still a fairly close game after that. I was super far behind, jumped back.
Mhm.
We now each have our bonus mission.
Mhm.
So mine was build mini settlements in a horizontal line. So like a line across. 2 gold for each settlements built on a line with the most of my settlements. Which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 18.
Yeah, I didn't get nearly that many points for mine. This is where I fall way behind.
I
I would
get
have gotten a hermit point because that one.
1 point for each of my settlements built adjacent to a location or a castle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
So 38. So final score 48, 38, 35. Not a terrible spread. You can see how the cards fight each other greatly.
Wait. So, connect location and castle hexes. 4 gold for each location and or castle hex linked contiguously
So 4 gold.
by your own settlements to either location or castle. So would it count the castle and the location?
Yeah,
So
2 locations.
So it'd be 8, so I'd get another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So it's only a 10-point game.
You get 4 points for each connection between a castle and a location. Right?
It's each location connected.
And
So your minimum score would ever be
4.
8.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yep. But you're required to make that connection.
Word.
yeah, so that's why I was so frustrated because I kept expanding that and I wanted to get over to the pen.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid.
So initial thoughts. I don't know if you guys have played this much. I've played it a few times now with a few different groups. I find the more cutthroat the gamers, the more fun I find the game to be. But what are your guys' initial thoughts on Kingdom Builder? It did win the 2012 Spiel. I can't remember what else came out in 2012, what all it was competing against. But what are your guys' initial thoughts of Kingdom Builder?
So my initial thoughts pretty much remains the same as the last few times I played it. It's interesting because there's a nice internal struggle, right? Do I do this or do I do this? There's 2 very interesting things. The mechanics of these abilities add so much dynamicness to the game, which makes it a very good strategy game. The thing that detracts from that for me is the fact that they tell you where you go. It's possible you only ever draw canyons.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the downfall to me, because that means you're basically being forced to not really make any decisions. I mean, arguably that would be very rare, right?
Yep.
But there's sometimes where
it's possible.
Sometimes I'm like, all right, I'm really focused. I need to build wood. I need to go nuts on wood. And it's like, I didn't draw a single wood this entire game.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that kind of hurts my strategy.
Yeah.
So I find that really frustrating as a strategic gamer. And maybe that's the part where it adds some tactical element to this. And I need to respond to the cards I'm being given. I'm just not a very tactical gamer, so I found it frustrating. So, good game. I applaud the effort. Not my favorite game.
Yeah. What are your thoughts? Agree, disagree?
I would agree. Sean, I didn't draw a single grasslands.
Right.
I had 4 deserts. So...
And there's no mitigation to that.
No,
That's the thing.
Yeah. I mean, and the only way to counteract that is to get to an oasis or whatever for a green, and it's just I can't get there unless I get a green,
right,
or whatever. So it was very enjoyable, but there was just minor things that kind of detracted from it. It was just I'm stuck in one corner.
Yep.
So, I mean, play it again and something very different will probably happen. So it was okay. I mean, I'm not going to take away from that either, so.
Yeah, that's kind of one of my thoughts with this game. And we played with just the core game. We did not use any of the expansions or anything. Just personally, when reviewing a game, it makes the most sense to review the core, which I think is fun. It's good. It's very fiddly. And there are a lot of times, every time I've played this game, a mistake has been made. Part of it, when the first time I played, the guy that was teaching us found multiple times where this makes no sense in the rules. We had to go to BGG a lot to get some clarification. But once you have people who know it, and granted I haven't played this for a while, but when we were playing it more frequently, so I mean, in general, I think it works well as a introductory game. They have a lot of the expansions that build upon it to add more strategy. So for people like us, I think we would enjoy it more with a more strategical expansion.
I thought Donald was against expansions.
Yeah, he hates expansions.
Yeah.
That's why I like Dominion, no expansions.
Yeah,
just
right?
a core game.
Right? It's unbelievable.
But yeah, the expansions can add quite a bit based on which ones you look at and pick up. I've only played with one of them, but I enjoyed it greatly. But ultimately, I feel like it works for what it is. The art is interesting, like it's very top down to be, but an element of isometricness. But it's generally I enjoy it. But any additional thoughts from you guys?
No.
No, we're good.
Yeah.
Have you ever made it to 100 in this game?
No, I'm trying to remember the highest.
Congratulations, you set the new high school.
Yeah, I feel like
No,
that's a lofty goal to hit 100.
I want to say Nate or Fake Sean was over 70 once.
Wow.
Sean was.
Okay.
I think he hit 73.
But yeah, so I mean, it depends. Like, we had 2 cards that were fighting each other. Like, sometimes all these cards will, like, work together and you can just skyrocket in points. Like, for me, I had Knight, so my entire thing, so, like, I'll get more points from building across.
Sure.
And so... But yeah, so this was Kingdom Builder by Queen Games, 2012 Spiel winner. I would argue it's a good game. I kind of want to go back and look at the 2012 releases, see if I think it deserves the Spiel or not. But ultimately, I would recommend it. I think it's a good game to pick up. I would probably recommend there's a big box available. If you could get one of those, finding that and getting the different expansions, a lot of the options. Mine did come with like 100 extra cards because it has all of these cards in like 5 languages, which completely unnecessary.
Nice.
But it's a Kickstarter thing, so that's what they do.
They have this desert tile card in, say, German.
Yeah.
In ancient Aramaic.
Yeah.
Wow.
I suppose.
I don't know if I'd be able to translate that.
It's tough. It's tough. But yeah, so this is Kingdom Builder. Check it out. Let us know what other games you want us to play. Are you a fan of the randomness or the non-randomness? Let us know in the comments below.
Boom.
Peace.